Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse, and we are with our friend Mr. Frostnix. Hello, good sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I will let you talk a bit while I try to finish setting things up on my end. I'm trying to find the stream on YouTube.
Yep,
There.
I am too. So today, guys, we're just going to do some Metal Part 1 and Metal Part 2 content. And we'll show you some of the dailies and some of the weeklies that we'll give a holler for. And we'll see if we can make groups for if we need to.
So, did you have a good week, good sir?
Yeah, it was alright. Quite productive, I gotta be honest. How about yours?
It was alright. It was alright. We got a big news. When was it? Yesterday, actually. You told me about it. When was it? Monday night? Tuesday night? I forget.
Oh, that the game got bought over?
Oh yeah.
We'll see what kind of changes that'll make for the game. Probably not much, honestly.
So let's try to say hello to a few people. Hello, Jalugo. Hello, Cream on White. Hello, Solo Fam. Own Kingsman. Hello. Yeah, this is on the PS4. Breeze Y. Hello. Martin J 2016. Hello. Oh, and Mr. Steven Nix, of course. I might have missed a few early on. Oh, Jalugo, and I think I said Jalugo. So hello guys. So yeah, as Nick just mentioned, DCUO or Daybreak actually were purchased by a group. Uh, from what I can see, it seems that I'll probably make a video about what this could mean for the future of DCUO. In the short term, obviously, it won't mean anything. The game usually is planned many months, if not a year or two ahead of time. Like whenever they make a new DLC, usually they've been working on that DLC for like at least a year, if not 2 years. So whatever they had in the pipeline right now is probably what we'll see in the upcoming years. Unless, of course, obviously, this deal could have been in the works, I don't know, 6 months ago, a year ago. Well, obviously, if that was the case, then we might see changes sooner than expected. Hello, Kevin Mua. Hello, Xbox Gaming. Hello, Ruben Oliveira. Hello, Martin J. Oh, I always said hello, I think. Hello, Hellgate. So, Mr. Nix, what are we going to do today?
Well, we're going to do some outside dailies here in Metal Part 1, and then eventually we'll journey over to Metal Part 2 while we're answering you guys' latest and greatest questions. So somebody already has one. Why is a Christmas event not here yet?
Apparently, they had some issues with the patching, so they couldn't update the game. So that's good. From what I understand, Monday, December 7th should be when we get to the Christmas seasonal, according to what Meps posted. But obviously, if there's some issues, it could happen that it's a bit later. Or if somebody managed to fix their issues earlier, it could be a bit earlier. But usually, as a rule of thumb, when things go wrong, you try to leave yourself some room for error. So let's say you know that there was this whole gag with Scotty in Star Trek, whereas he would say that it would take 16 hours to fix something, and he would manage to fix it in two. Usually in a big business, that's kind of what you do. You tell your boss it's going to take 10 hours to give yourself some leeway in case things go wrong. Even if you think it's going to take, let's say, 2 hours, you don't tell your boss 2 hours. If after 2 hours you're not done just yet, you're going to have to ask for an extension and an extension. So you usually announce more time ahead of time, and then if you fix it faster, even better. So I assume it's probably something like that. If we're lucky, we might get it a bit faster. But at the very least, I suspect we should get it by Monday. But the truth is, we'll know Monday. If there's any new announcement by Maps, I'll try to let you guys know about it. But right now, the goal seems to be to get the Christmas seasonal for Monday. We were planning to make a live stream about that today, but sadly, not gonna happen. I made a Captain Cold earlier today, so Captain Cold video earlier today. If you guys want to take a look at that, and so that's
saw that.
you saw that, okay? So that's a slight little a little entree for the Christmas seasonal, but Monday we'll see if we can do something better. And this week we have the Metal Part 1 and Metal Part 2 that is going to give double source marks. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the vendor. And also the vendors should be half priced. So if somehow there's still some gear from the Metal Part 1 or Metal Part 2 that you did not purchase for whatever reason, they should be half price right now. So if you have some gear that you have to finish buying, this week will be a good time to do so. Sadly, I'm sure some of you will ask, it doesn't include things like the collection, how to destroy the multiverse. It's not included in the sale. The sale is only for the gear. The same for items like you can see the Drachma material, the Drachma aura. These are all still full price. The only thing that should be half priced is the gear. Yeah, like you can see the Entropic Chrono gear. That all of that is half priced.
So nobody has actually asked this, but I thought I'd bring this up. If you go back to this purple gear where I am at this vendor, I think this is McNulty.
Yeah, Detective
This
McNulty.
this guy, he's holding on to gear that is so cheap. If you are in need of exobytes, just go to the hands and the boots. They're only one source mark. If you want to make easy exobytes, this week is also amazing for this. I'm sure Metal Part 2 in that area in Thanagara also has some really cheap gear like this. But if you want some exobytes, this is easily the best way to do it.
So I picked up the missions. I assume we probably don't have the same missions, which is not really a big deal. Let's
They
go
are
play.
random,
Yeah,
but it
so let's.
doesn't matter. Wherever you want to go.
Sure, I'm following you, and
All right.
we'll see. We'll probably play. Oh, the bounty. Did you pick up the bounty?
No, I didn't. We can
With
go
a bit
back
of luck, we should be able to do that. If not, we'll see.
Did you already pick them up?
Yeah, I picked up everything. There's a few I had already started ages ago that I never bothered to finish.
All right, no worries.
Hello, Art Barella. Hello, Saku the Great. Oh, took a wrong turn. Did you turn back or?
I'm still gathering up the mission still.
Oh, okay. Hello, Bruno GP. Ricardo A's. We're doing good. We'll play a few medal missions today, and obviously we'll probably get 1,000 questions from you guys, which is fine. We enjoy answering your questions.
All right, I'm good to go. Let's see where I'm heading to first. Oh, this is the giant metal bat. I need to do my dailies, not the bounty. Come on. Actually, this works though too. I need the Riddler traps.
Okay. Talcus, yeah, I kind of like this episode too. I have to admit, this one or the Earth 3 one, I really enjoy those episodes.
I really like this content too. It was quite fresh back in Earth 3.
Well, one thing I kind of liked, it reminds me of with the portal here, is that there's at least a few weeklies that you could do on your own. So you didn't have, even if you didn't have a group, you could still do some of the weeklies and get quite a few marks if you wanted to. The grind is fine. Getting the crystals to upgrade the OP mask is let's say challenging. Hello, Payaso. So getting the crystals is a bit challenging, but we'll get there.
I'm not hurting on the crystals. I'm hurting on the ionized gas. So like, you're ahead of me on that concept. It's funny. We're completely flipped on what we're struggling on getting right now.
Well, I wasn't able to farm the Legion bounties as much as I should have, so it's partly my fault, but also usually a day's worth of bounties, I'm lucky to get maybe one crystal.
So
But also,
slacker pumpkin eater.
Absolutely. But also yesterday, yesterday I had a hard time also finding a phase where people were actually farming the bounty. So that was another thing. That either the phase were full, or the phase that were not full. There wasn't enough people playing the bounties.
He's playing on his PlayStation, and I am on my PC.
I wish I could say I'm playing on PS5, but sadly, not an option at this point.
One day.
Probably in 2021 at this rate. Probably in the spring, I suppose. Yeah, seeing how it's sold out everywhere.
Yeah. They're selling out really quickly. All right, what's one of your missions that you're working on?
Well, right now was closing the rifts, and also there's just defeating virus people, and what else? Oh, I have to recover the metal shipment. We could go there, I suppose.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, I play on PlayStation, and Nick's plays on PC. I also play on PC, but I just barely started again. Before I could play on PC, I had to upgrade my PC, and I couldn't justify buying a new PC until recently, so it took me forever to get back. And even then, I didn't reactivate my PC, my subscription just yet on PC. I have a handful of videos that I'm planning to make. Often people will seem to think that they cannot get cool stuff because they're free to play. So I'll use that opportunity to be able to show some free to play stuff that you can do that will give you cool stuff even if you are free to play. Obviously, the obvious solution would be for people to subscribe, but I can understand if some people cannot subscribe for whatever reasons. There's still plenty of cool stuff you can do for in this universe online, even if you are free to play. Oh yeah, they're supposed also to have increased the drop rate of the crystals. I have to admit, maybe I was uber lucky when we first started. Because I seem to be getting less crystals after the patch. After they made the patch to supposedly give us more crystals, I'm actually not getting more. Ah, thank you, Art Barella. So I guess I'm done with that. So I still have
All
the
right.
Dark Multiverse Rifts, and I suppose let's take a look. So yeah, I still have to defeat people afflicted with the metal virus, the rifts. Oh, I have to report to Officer Callahan. Let's do that.
All right, go ahead.
The Ant Farm Prince? Sure, if you want to join us to play the open world missions, yeah, we could do that. Although we're almost done here, but we're going to move to Metal Part 2 afterwards. It depends on which materials. Yeah, there are materials that cost a billion, some even more. How can materials cost more than 1 billion, seeing how a billion is pretty much the top price on the broker? Quite simply, what people do is that they trade those materials outside of the broker. So they use the trade chat to sell those materials. It's a bit risky. I wouldn't recommend you do that unless you know the people you're dealing with, because it's the perfect way to get scammed. I don't know what if Nix has a word on that.
Just on the concept of materials being over a billion, or just like when you're working on
Trading
trading.
outside of the
Yeah,
broker.
that's yeah. It's very risky to be able to do that. Honestly, I wouldn't try and do this with an absolute stranger that you don't know. Try and work somebody within your league if you're gonna try and do something like that. Somebody that you trust. Just a random person, you're asking for a lot of problems to occur. Not that everybody that you come across is bad. It's just it's tough. Tough call.
Hello, Dr. Fearsome. Thank you, Mohammed. Do you need collections? Too late.
I'm good.
Greetings and salutations. I know I should know where that comes from, but I completely forget.
Take long. Just keep them off of me.
Hello, Lux. Hello, mine 0815. Krypton, there's... Which one is it again? Is it Brother in Arms or the other one for Krypton? No, Family Matters or something like that?
Well, I mean, like, there's so many different variations of Krypton in general.
Let me check.
Could be he's talking about FOS?
Family Reunion, I think. Was it?
Thanks for the cover.
Could be.
Or is it Brother? It's either family reunion or brother in arms. It's been a long time since I played those missions, so I completely forget which is which. One of those two will take you to Krypton, but it's going to be an alternate version of Krypton. So, which other version do we see Krypton? We see the Phantom Zone in a few missions, but
Oh yeah.
Krypton itself, I think, don't remember another mission. Oh, I think Red Nichitsu wants you to invite him.
There we go.
Sequel to what? I'm not sure exactly. I didn't notice the question. Oh, here's another one.
Are you saying to the game in general? That's always seems to be asked a lot.
For the game, I doubt they'll make a sequel. Already, if we saw some of the documentation for the purchase for Daybreak yesterday, and some of it they mentioned that they're planning some sort of a graphic update. So for people who have been asking for a graphic update, it seems that in the first quarter of 2021, there should be some such update coming up. I'll mention that more in my next and upcoming video. But apparently they do seem to have long-term plans for DCUO. I had heard rumors that DCUO had signed up with PlayStation 5 for like the next 10 years. Uh, and we had the letters from the producers that seems to suggest as much that they do have plans ahead for at least the next 10 years. So, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have to wait and see what actually happens. It's nice to have plans, but sometimes plans go wrong. But it's I would say it's fairly encouraging. They seem to have to be determined to not just keep this Universe Online going, but to actually improve it a bit. You're very welcome, Ghostmaker.
Ghostmaker, you should make a Ghostmaker style. I was literally just reading his comic before I got in here.
Ghostmaker?
Yeah, he's the new villain for the Batman comics right now.
Oh, see, I'm out of the loop, I guess. I haven't read a comic in a while.
Should never stop reading.
Well, they pretty much lost me with the New 52, and Rebirth was the I guess the final nail in the coffin. I understand that when they did Rebirth, they were trying to basically bring back the old timer like me who had left. But at the end of the day, it was still produced by the same people that gave us the New 52, so I saw no real reason to come back, and even then, it pretty much was the end of it for me in terms of reading the comics.
Hi, I get you.
Ah, you're so nice, Maddox. But I keep track with what's going on in the comics thanks to various websites. I'd say comics historian, but to tell the truth, I haven't watched one of his videos in a while. But there's quite a few people who there's a what's his name Variant who make videos about the newer content.
Right. Yep. Yep.
So usually I keep track of what's going on with.
I watch Rob and Comics Explained. I find that his breakdowns over comics is pretty solid.
I watched him for a while. I'm not sure why I stopped watching it. Like I was watching him and Comic Historian, and then somehow I gravitated towards other people who were doing more or less the same thing. So I pretty much have only the portals and the people afflicted by the virus. Is that what you have too?
Let me double check.
Oh yeah, the Christmas Chroma is going to be really cool looking. I'm going to experiment a bit once we finally get it.
I need to go north to talk to Officer Harris.
Oh, okay, so let's go north. My opinion, sadly delays happens. You have to wonder. You have to also understand, I guess, that right now with the pandemic that's going on, everyone is struggling. Yeah, you have to take measures to even be open, or you have to take measures for people to be able to work from home. So I guarantee you that that causes additional difficulties for the devs to be able to do their work. So sadly, working under the current conditions, sometimes even things that used to be simple, not so simple anymore. So I can understand if they had some sort of delays, some sort of issues because of that. Now, it could be that it has nothing to do with that. Could simply be something else. But I can sort of understand how challenging it is right now to try to be to still remain operational. My name on DCUO, the Multiverse, unless I misunderstand the question.
Not too sure myself.
But I have a lot of characters, so I guess I have a lot of names.
Just no good. Just a lot of names. What happened to you there?
Not sure. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the chat, I guess.
Oh, maybe you're taking on Owlman over there.
Oh, could be, could be. Oh yeah, we could do.
Yeah, let's take on Owlman.
Well, Allman is in the Earth 3, isn't he?
Oh, that's right. Yep, you're right. You're right.
But we could do that after. We could do the whole crime syndicate actually.
If we have the time.
Been a while. I went to deal with them. The best power at the end of the day is the power you're comfortable using. Obviously, there's a few that seems to be a bit more powerful, like Earth. Earth seems to be one of the powerful one right now. I would say Rage as well. Mr. Nix has, I'm sure Mr. Nix has an opinion on that. I won't speak for him.
No, that's honestly my same opinion too. I always say the best power is whatever you like and you're comfortable with. I know a lot of people they're very comfortable with munitions, so that seems to be their go-to power. Some people are very comfortable with rage, and they just understand its mechanics through and through. Something that you understand, that's probably as good as you're going to be able to get it. It's just as simple as that. You want to head back and go to Metal Part 2?
Sure, if you want. I still have, I'm at 120 up to 18, so let's go to Metal Parts 2, or otherwise we'll be here for a while.
Right.
So we're going to switch to Metal Part 2 for those who possibly could, or maybe are not that familiar with that map. And if we have time, we might go say a thing or two to the Crime Syndicate of America. We'll see. A face reveal? No, it's not rude. I just not sure about the point. I know I've seen a lot of YouTubers who actually do show their faces when they make videos. I don't know why. I'm sure some people enjoy that. I just don't see the point. I guarantee you my content won't be better if you see my face. It might scare a few of you. It might even scare a few of you. Who knows? Oh, Nix, do you feel brave? Should we try the metal bat?
To the chaos, he picked the right time to do it. Thanks
If we have a group, they're with us.
No, I mean the three of us.
Just
Since
us?
we have,
Just us three?
or is it
Yeah,
going to be?
We can give it a go. Might be a little hectic, but we'll give it a try if you want it.
Thanks for getting your
Okay, let's give it a
hands
try.
dirty. Think of it this way. They probably
We're going to try the metal bat, but we're obviously we probably need a group. But I haven't tried it in a while, so I'm not sure if seeing how we're all pretty much 300 something, we might be able to do it. Sad Story Joker is on YouTube. I'm not sure I understand the reference.
Don't know either.
Should I switch to Troll or?
I don't think that's gonna matter. You can, yeah, I guess you can if you want. Up to you.
Okay. will probably try to. If I make some face reveal, it'll probably be for some milestone. I don't know, maybe 25,000 subscribers or something like that, or maybe something else I can't think of. Maybe a 10-year anniversary. I have no idea. If I do make a face reveal, it'll be for some sort of event like that. But I'm not sure what the point would be. But if you guys insist, I'll see if I can do it at some point. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something with Obsidian Chill, but I don't think we have pretty much the same values or the same outlook on the game, so I have no idea if we would be compatible together, but I wouldn't mind that. Oh. Ooh. Ah. I used my shield already. Ah. Bad move.
I'll try and stall him.
Nah, that's okay.
Nope, I'm dead.
I don't think I don't think we can do it, sadly. So let's go to Metal Part 2.
Oh yeah, he just fully healed. That's a mess.
Thank you, Maddox92. Much appreciated. You're welcome, Mr. Galaxy Roll. I have a Facebook, but to be honest, I haven't used it in months, maybe even in a year. It's not something I use very often. Eons ago, I didn't see the point of Facebook, but then I was able to use it to be able to track a few people I hadn't seen in years and years. So that became valuable a bit for that. If there's someone I haven't seen in a long time, I'll go to Facebook and see if I can catch up with them. But I see people who spend their whole days on Facebook, and I don't understand. I just don't see the point.
Hawkgirl helped turn me away from the cult of the
I had an
Seven
assistant
Devils.
once who was, let's say, a little too much on Facebook. I had to be a bit mean and tell her at some point to stop doing that. Oh, could you? The Nth Metal is up if you didn't see it, Nix.
Okay, sounds good. Did you grab the mission already?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and get it.
My favorite pressure, the tire pressure. I wish I could make up something clever and witty, but sorry, won't happen.
Galaxy Roll donated $5.
Ah, you're so nice. Thank you, Galaxy Roll. Much appreciated. If we're lucky, we might be able to defeat what's his name, the Sin guy.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Yeah, maybe. Seems to be a lot of people here.
Thank you, OBC DCUO. Who knows, maybe in 10 years we'll reach 100k. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So, do you need anything specific? Oh, do you need the boom tube? I guess I need them.
I don't think I do, but I'll help you out here in a second.
Previewing an item and broker. I guess it depends what you can afford or not. Yeah, I play on PS4, and Nix plays on PC. I toyed with the idea of maybe getting an Xbox as well at some point, but PS4 and PC is more than enough. I'm not sure I would have time for a third console. Yeah, that's a part of the issues with skippings or whenever there's some issues and the content doesn't come out on time. I remember times where I would plan my day. Either I would plan to make a live stream, or even before I was streaming, I would plan like I would know that there would be some new content for DCUO, and I would plan my day accordingly, or my weekend, and then it didn't happen. So I can understand the frustration that some people have. But we'll get the winter seasonal quickly enough. Don't worry about that. The collections for the helicopter, I seem to recall they're challenging a bit to get. The first year especially. Last year it wasn't too bad. I was able to get it for like 2 or 3 different characters easily enough. But yeah, the first year I think I only got it for my Multiverse character. Everyone wanted to have that helicopter at the time.
Yeah, the big thing is though about that time is when they turned off the broker around that season.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
that
this
did
was
that.
so
Yeah,
expensive.
that didn't help. That's true. Sadly, whenever there's new content, the broker just can't keep up. Hopefully, if they do some sort of a graphic update, it'll be one of the things also that they fix. Trying to maybe streamline the broker a bit or improve it a bit. Usually it works well enough, but when there's a lot of people or when there's a lot of people using it, or a lot of people on game, even if they're not using it, the broker is struggling quite a bit. So I still need the 3 boom tombs. What about you, Mr. Nix?
I have to save Fanagarians from being metallized.
Okay.
Before we do that, Mr. Galaxy roll through another $5 actually. Been wanting to send a donation for a while. So.
Thank you, Mr. Galaxy Roll. Much appreciated. I could have sworn I saw the first quarter of 2021, but I could have misread. Thank you, Mr. Galaxy Roll. Much appreciated. Yeah, sadly I have to look at multiple screens. I don't see the donations on my TV.
Oh, then I'll just keep reading about it. There's more.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Nix. I'll give you a raise for that.
Yes. Seems like the next bounty is ready.
Oh, okay. Let's go. How old am I? I'm an old guy. I'm 50 years old. Oh, and I'm going the wrong way. Oh no, there's not a group already.
That's kind of one for me.
Let's get rid of some of the mobs while we wait. I missed part of the chat. Why lies? I'm a 50. Yeah. Sadly, I'm an old man.
Any idea why the bonus week is still the 2 times source marks? Not that I'm complaining, just wondering.
I have no idea. The dev seems to have some sort of pattern set for the bonus weeks, and I assume it's easy enough for them to give to unlock the things like the double source marks and half price for the gear. So they probably it was probably their way to be able to make up for the canceling for delaying the Christmas seasonal. So it probably just a simple thing as flipping 2 switches, and they were able to offer that instead of the seasonal. And I
Yeah,
guess
this
also
season
the
isn't for
oh,
everybody.
sorry.
I was
Yeah,
just
go.
saying that this week isn't really for everybody. I know that there's some people who won't enjoy it, but I mean, it's fine. Get the good and the bad.
Well, it would.
Bonus.
I guess it's one of their ways to try to make people go back into older content, because I'm pretty sure getting groups to play the metal content must be challenging nowadays. So that's probably their way to try to help on that front. Not sure how much. Well, it seems to be working a bit.
I kind of wish they would have done what they did with Amazon Fury Part 2. You know, where we had to do all those missions, and then we would get like a certain amount of temp medal or source marks after we
Or was it
completed
the
all the
Catalyst they had at some point?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
But sadly, yeah, when they did that way back when, it didn't really help. All it did is that people would rush toward the hen boss very quickly. So the idea was to try to send people in older content, but people would just rush to the end game, to the end of the mission, and low-level players had a hard time keeping up with high-level players when they wasn't paying attention.
Do you play on the Switch?
No, I don't
No,
play
I
on the
don't think
Switch.
you do.
I play on the PS5, PS4, and the PC. I wish to play on PS5, but not yet. I toyed again with the idea of getting other consoles like Xbox or Switch, but I can't really justify it at this point. Oh, my idea was good. Skid Ryan. Well, the Metal Spotlight, if you're like Nix and I are like Combat Training 300, or even our friend Red Nijutsu. So obviously we're not going to get double source marks. But if you're still missing some feats, or so it could be a good opportunity to go back and try to get to complete some of those. Seeing how there's probably at least a few people who will still benefit from the event.
Oh, we just had another donation. XD Guns, LOL.
Thank you very much, XD Guns. LOL, much appreciated. I hope you're having a good day. So we were able to. We had a few friends. Oh, someone. Let's see. Super Demon Earth 13. The break won't let you change your character's hands because they're gonna ban you off the game because of the Superman emblems video on YouTube. Not sure I understand what you're saying.
Where did you see that?
In the chat, and someone sent me a tell.
Oh, okay.
Super Demon Earth 13. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. Let's see if we can. Nah.
Some of those smaller channels, they're Russian. When it comes down to it, they tend to provide some of your better content. I think, anyways.
Well, there's a Russian channel I kind of like, even if I don't understand anything. His name is Nexus Pro. We ran one of the first Furthers of Solitude, the two of us together, not too long ago. It was a fun, it was a cool guy, and it was a fun run.
Having a lot of skill points mandatory to be an effective tank when you're a fire tank in elite endgame content. So I think having a fair amount to at least whatever your main role is, like let's say it's within dominance as to what you're specialized in, that should be maxed out. So if you do that plus a little bit more on top of that, I feel like that would be okay. So you don't have to be like max skill points like myself. But I mean, if you're, like you're at a healthy amount, like maybe you're at 400 or something like that, that's pretty good.
There's our friend Gokumu Power who wants to be in the group. I guess we could invite him. Even though we probably won't stay all that long, but
I just gotta find him. Where is he?
he's right next to me.
Okay.
Car Thomas, 18. We're doing good. We're doing good. Rosie Kitten, I'm gonna make a video about the spell point versus artifact. I've been meaning to make it for some time, and there's always another video to make that takes priority. But basically, what I'm planning to do is that I'll show the stats of the character without anything. I'll show the stats of the character only with the gear. And then I'll show the stats of the character only with the skill points, and then only with the artifacts. So we're going to be able to compare what gives what, how much skill points, how much stats you get from what, and then you'll be able to make up your mind if you think getting right now I have I think about 400 skill points last I checked. Oh, wrong place.
Yes, the majority of the individuals would say that your strongest attributes towards the game comes down from your artifacts. I agree.
Yeah, right now I have about 400 skill points. But yeah, sadly the issue, like even with 400 skill points, let's see how much of it I get from that. Oh, actually, let's see how much. So with 400 skill points, I get 15,000 powers and 4,000 might. But if we look at my stats, sorry, so you can see it's only a small fraction of the stats at this point. There's a point in time where skill points were like 30% of your stats. So that was a pretty substantial amount and a pretty substantial bonus when you had a lot of skill points. Sadly, once we reach about tier 4, the gear gave so much stats at that point, and then also they started adding exobits. So you could do fine even if you didn't have that many. You could do fine even if you didn't have that many skill points, thanks to your gear and your mods. And then, but around tier 5, they made the content in tier 5 challenging, like around the time of Origin Crisis. They decided to make the gear, the content more challenging, but they pretty much listened to the top 1% of the player base. I'm sure Mr. Nix was probably one of those guys. Oh. And they made the tier 5 content at the time very challenging, but to be able to make up for that, they added gear with uber stats, so it made skill points even less relevant at the time. And but there's always been the cleavage of people thinking that skill points are uber important, and people think that skill points don't matter. But as a rule of thumb, when you play with other people, there's always going to be people who are going to say that skill points matter. So if you don't have the amount of skill points they approve of, you might get kicked out of the group. So it would so for that alone, it would be a good idea to get as many skill points as you can, just so that people will have, let's say, one less excuse to kick you out of the group. But sadly,
expert marksman's back piece.
Sorry?
Expert marksman's back piece. It's a PvP style.
Isn't it
So
the
you
death
have to
shot?
Yeah. you'd have to visit the Watchtower or the Hall of Doom to
Oh,
find
sure,
the
Cars
latest,
Thomas 18. You can ask.
the latest vendor to see.
Yeah, as Nick said, the PvP gear is from the. Well, there's PvP vendors in the Hall of Doom and in the Watchtower, and there's one vendor in each wing, and also in the Watchtower there's a vendor right next to where the huge Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman statues are. I have to admit I haven't noticed much in terms of speed hacking, so if there are, I haven't noticed them.
I don't come across too many speed hackers myself these days. I know that they are out there, but I don't come across many myself.
Subscribers challenge ask if anyone knows about a membership code. Not as far as I know. The last code I know about was what was it? The one for the chroma, the metal chroma. What was it last year? Not seize the
Oh, for
thrones.
maybe
The other
the
one, fear something.
yeah. Not incredibly sure myself.
Well, let's give a little bow to our friend.
Face your fear.
Face your fear. Okay. The last code I remember is Face Your Fear. It gave us a pretty cool looking chroma, but for membership, there's no miracle. You have to subscribe. It's sad, but that's how it is. From
Thanks
what I
for that.
understand, not too long ago, people told me that Face Your Fear still works, so it should work. There's all the other codes we had were the codes for the. We just had it not too long ago. The one where we got the wings and the chromas.
You mean from this past November?
Yeah, the what was it? November 7th, the event, the
Did
extra
it have
life
a
event.
code?
There we go.
Did it have a code though that
They
went
had
with it?
last year there was a code. I think the code gave you the wings and something else. But this year they didn't bother with a code. This year you just had to log in and you would get
Yeah.
you could redeem everything. But the for 2019 they had some sort of code that you had to put in for some of the new stuff. But then afterwards you had to then log in with your characters and redeem the stuff anyway. So, but this year they didn't bother with the code, which I thought was a better option because the code was pointless. And as we saw this year, there was no need for a code. They just had to put it in the redeem tab, and we could just redeem it.
When Onamar sin rises again.
Hello, Samuel
Thank
Lee.
you, Anthony. Very nice of you.
Oh, is someone looking for a chroma? I didn't notice. That a long time, but when I checked the broker, there's never any. Are chromas only available through capsules? It depends on the chroma. There's a lot of chromas used to come originally from. They came from booster bundle, right, Nix? Or is it mega
Yes.
capsules? Okay, so at first the chromas came from booster bundles, and but then they started adding more and more. At some point, they added some in time capsules, and there's some of that comes from various events. Like for the Christmas seasonal, we will get 2 chromas. But also, there's a few vendors in the Watchtower and the Hall of Doom where you can actually purchase chromas. At this point, you might even be able to purchase some for source marks. So at this point, even if you are free to play, like often people will have a comment like they're free to play and they cannot get cool stuff. Even if you are free to play right now, the vendors in the Watchtower and in the Hall of Doom, there's quite a few vendors now that you can use source marks to purchase some pretty cool style from those vendors. So even if you're a free to play player, you should be able to purchase some cool chromas from those vendors.
I see you there. Yeah, so it's essentially what started off as a booster bundle. Then they wanted to expand on it as what people do whenever you get into a nice looking material or chroma. They want to expand it. They want to put more colors to it, so they'll put it in time capsules. And if not time capsules, in collections. Like, that's essentially the gist of it. And then they'll expand it from there.
Like one of the latest we got was the smoke chroma that I'm wearing right now. That one comes from the Teen Titans time capsule. Uh, Sadly, it's an uber rare drop. You have like less than 1% chances of having it drop. So I would suggest buying it from the broker, but on the broker, last I checked, it was like 800 million. Oh,
We're standing right in the bounty every time.
yeah, I saw that.
Want to move after this?
They should get an update at some point. It seems to be in the plans. I'm changing from fire to atomic, yeah, I suppose. But I would. Atomic uses combos, so if you don't like using combos, I would stay fire if I was you. But if you don't mind, if you actually enjoy using combos, then yeah, sir, switch to atomic. Well, a strong tank power, fire is, I'd say, is pretty good.
Honestly, they all have their pluses to them. Except ice. Not too many people like ice. I don't know why. I mean, ice gives you the most shielding.
Yeah, it also depends on your playstyle. Like when I started, ice was easier for me because I could get my head around using shields easily enough. Like basically, you just have to shield yourself, and your shields would give you a lot of survivability. As opposed to with let's say fire, you have to manage gaining health through your power. With earth, you have to manage transferring some of your damage to brick. So depending on what you're more comfortable with, it will make a big difference in which power is best for you or not.
My fire character makes 0 damage. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that. You might want to fix your loadout to make some actual hitting moves of some kind. I imagine you're being sarcastic, which is fine. I mean, it's a matter of you gotta adjust yourself to either finding a better loadout that works for your power, or maybe instead of precision you go might, or instead of might you go precision.
For Thomas, it's kind of hard to give you an answer because it depends on what loadout you're using.
Oh, Batman 2099. Yeah, absolutely. It's quite easy to get a lot of chromas or materials that look really nice, and you can be free to play. There's no issues at all.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
A lot of good ones. When they gave us the Royal Chromas, I think they gave them off. I wasn't sure if it was to members. It might have been. Actually, yeah, I think.
Yeah, they gave us the one Royal Chroma per account. And then they added it to the marketplace if we wanted to buy it for all our characters. But also the neon chroma we got in the last booster bundle. Those at some point there was you could get those easily enough on the broker for less than 2 millions. I bought a whole bunch of them and I made a small fortune selling them afterwards.
Back up in a different area here. Maybe you can call it.
Well, I think we'll call it. Yeah, I think you have to go soon, so I think we'll call it a day. If you guys have any last questions, now's the time. We're going to end the stream soon enough.
That was only an apparition of Onimar's sin. Had it truly been him, he would have surely overpowered us. The cult is certain to try again.
So sadly, if your character is high level, no source marks. If your friend has a Tesla aura, you'll be rich.
Depending on the colors.
Destroying the cult's nth metal abomination was impressive.
There were some that I feel like they're still not insanely expensive, but there are some of the original Teslas that are Very expensive to this day.
But yeah, I'll make a video about where I'll compare skill points and artifacts and gear. I'll say soon. Sadly, lately there's events sometimes that will push back my plans. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with a video where I'll talk a bit about the skill points. It's something that a lot of people have questions about, so it would be a good idea. But also there's a whole bunch of artifacts also that I'd like to cover that I know some of you guys have questions about. Even some of the latest artifacts, like the computer artifact, it's one that people are struggling to get their heads around. And I understand why. You pretty much have to use powers and weapons in order to be able to charge the artifact so that then you can do damage with it. So I have a whole bunch of things in the pipeline. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it, and also if events don't conspire against me, or sometimes no, I won't scream just because. Sorry, Mr. Galaxy Roll. So I have a lot of videos in the pipeline. It's just a matter of which video I manage to complete first. So do you have any last words, Mr. Nix?
Don't think that just because you come out here, that you're going to struggle to help your group to find the amount of people that you need for bounties and stuff like that if you're hunting for feats and stuff like that. There could be people on LFG that could be easily coming back into this content, and you can work with them. I mean, we randomly came back into Thendarian here, and we just did, like, what, 3 or 4 bounties worth? So, I mean, it's definitely doable. Just have some faith, and just keep trying. If your phase doesn't work, try again a little later. Who knows what'll happen. And, of course, don't be a hero.
Somehow I knew you would say that. For those who are wondering when we're going to stream, usually we try to stream on Thursday at 5. It could happen that at some point we stream at a different time. Like I'm thinking maybe we might try to make a special stream Monday for the Christmas seasonal, assuming that it does come on Monday. I mentioned earlier, sometimes we're planning for certain things and it just doesn't work out like we planned. Like today, we were planning to make a video about the Christmas seasonal. Obviously, it didn't happen. But if we can make such a video, maybe Monday we'll try to. If not, next Thursday should be our next live stream. Normally we live stream every Thursday at 5. So if you guys want to be there, you're all welcome to be there. So thank you, Mr. Nix, very much for being here. It's always appreciated.
Absolutely.
I don't know if there's some.
All you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if people want to get in touch with you. Is there a way they could do that, or just in the game?
So yeah, they can easily get a hold of me from my main. That's Nix the Black Mask. That's my main on my villain side. Or you can just send me some mail in this game here from Mr. Frost Nix, if you have questions. But if you want to, and you guys have questions about certain topics over any of Multiverse's videos, the likelihood of myself or him answering it, very good. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments.
Yeah, I try to answer as many questions as I can. Sometimes it's challenging the way the comments work in YouTube. Sometimes there's comments that somehow I don't see. I'm not sure why exactly. Like sometimes I'll get a notification that someone left me a comment, and I'll see the comment in the notification, but then when I look in the comments just isn't there. So I'm not sure why it does that. But as a rule of thumb, I try to answer all the comments that I see. Could happen that I miss your comment somehow. Very often, people will ask questions about something that I already made a video about. So if somehow you ask questions and I don't answer you right away, just look at my videos. Sometimes I already made a video that answer your question. But if not, ask the question once in a while. Don't spam the question every day. That'll probably be annoying after a while. But if you ask a question and I don't answer you after a while, feel free to ask it again. Eventually, I'm sure I'll see your questions. No, Mr. Subscriber, sadly, no cash is given here. I don't do giveaways. I tried that in the past, and it was not a good idea. So I swore never to do that again. So thank you guys very much for being here. It's always appreciated, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys.
Take care, guys.